Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, give all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and Son, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS and Ruel. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Brothers out there pushing the truth on the four corners of the globe and all truth and sincerity and strength of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Here I have a CNN.com article that I was actually watching what they call the nighttime report. It's kind of like the news they give you that's gonna come out the next day. It's like it'd be like 3 in the morning, so I'm not normally up at this time. So, but editing videos, I got a chance to catch it. So I saw something that came on there, and I was like, okay, let me pull it up and check it out. It talks about the CDC chief saying that it could be second possible worst corona outbreak this winter. Okay, now this article here, this is kind of one of the articles I've been waiting to see and look for. This particular saying, because like when I talk to brothers since this thing has started, a few brothers I chat with, I've been telling them like through the spirit, hey man, it's gonna be something happen like during the winter, and the reason why I say that because of this prophecy. They probably kicked the heat up. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that everything's gonna end this winter, but something gonna happen that's gonna be big because of this prophecy here. I think Matthew 15. It says, I'll start at 15. It says, when ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel, the prophet, stand in the holy place. Whoso readeth, let him understand, which was talking about 70 AD. And Yahweh Shai actually spoke on that too. Then let them which are in Judea flee into the mountains. The mountains being they went down to Africa, which you have a mountainous region in Africa. I think the Andes goes across the north, Algeria and those different countries in Libya. It says, let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Now, this particular same persecution is going to come to America as well. Okay? It's going to come to America. So, if you're in that martial law, if you see it, rushes your neighborhood, hey, it says if you're on the housetop, don't go in the house to take nothing. Okay? It says, let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Neither let him that is in the field return back to take his clothes. So you're supposed to just, if you can, flee with what you have. Okay? So that and more than that, you got to stay ready. That's why I try to keep my prayers close to me. A lot of times I have them in a little notebook. I try to keep them in my pocket because we never know what might happen. I kind of like be thinking, hey, if we got to go to the entertainment center, they might pull the prayers out the pocket, but they might give them back because it's just writing on a piece of paper, in Hebrew. So so that's why I keep my prayers with me, try to keep them close. And it says, neither let him which is in the field return back to take his good clothes, and woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. Okay? But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. And see, when I read this right here, this is something I be talking, a few brothers I talk to, I always tell them this scripture here, because the Lord always said, I hope your flight don't be in the winter, especially if you have a young baby. A young baby is suck. That means you just had a baby, he on the titty. Or, or you have a pregnant lady, especially about to have a baby. Now you got to remember when they started this whole corona thing, they started around what, March, right? Going into March. So guess what? A lot of people been calling themselves what they call quarantining. Hey, they've been having sex, man. So it's a lot of people finna be pregnant. And 9 months from March is December. So a lot of babies gonna be born around December, January, which are cold months in these states. So that's why I say this. Something I always tell the brothers, something gonna happen. They're gonna probably bring it back, and here it is on the article. Here it is right here. The CDC says it's possible, could be a second possible worst corona outbreak this winter. Through the spirit, I kind of knew that this article like this was gonna come out, because think about it. If they do bring something that's even worse, and then they can have it all set up, because right now they're setting up the military. They've been having military railheads going to these different bigger cities. So by the winter they'll have the military in place. So when something happens overnight, you'll be in a martial law state. You might have to flee. But see if you, but it's going to be a lot of women having babies in December, January, and that's what that scripture was talking about. That's how I kind of knew this article like this was going to be coming out soon. They was going to be talking about what's going to happen later on, because it just fitting when you read the scriptures that this is not the end all be all for no virus that they didn't came up with, that they could put a name on to scare people into doing certain things, and then it can't live in the heat, so they gotta knock it. They can't play it through the summer. They could play it again this winter. So it says a second corona outbreak could emerge this winter in conjunction with the flu season to make it even more dire health crisis. Crisis. And you go into that word crisis, it goes into it goes into talking about disease. I can't remember. I saw it posted on a feed. Let me see here. Can I pull it up? At at etymology online. Etymology online dictionary. This is where you get the root. You find the root of words. Let's type in crisis and see what comes up. Let's check it out. Crisis. Crisis, a decisive point in a progress of a disease. See? The Greek crisis, turning point in a disease, that change which indicate recovery or death. Okay? Literally, judgment, result of trial, selection, to separate, to decide, judge. So they had talked about this being a crisis when it first came out. She says a turning point in progress of a disease. Okay, there's the definition. Let's see what we got. Let's go back. Go back. Oh, I'm going to have to go type that in. CDC director warns. Here to go. I'll read some more. Okay. It says there is a possibility that the assault of virus on our nation next winter would actually be even more difficult than the one we just went through. CDC Director Robert Redfield said in a story published Tuesday, and when I have said this to others, the kind of put their head back and don't understand what I mean, we're going to have the flu epidemic and the coronavirus epidemic at the same time. He added, predicting a double assault on the healthcare system. See, they already planning this, man. They telling you we're gonna have it again, you know, and that's why you see people like what is his name, Bill Gates. He has these patents on these vaccines, man. So it's all about Esau pushing the chip, and they trying to get rich, while they basically take away. It's all part of bringing in the chip, new world order, taking away the dollar, going digital. It's all that combined, man. Esau has a plan. He's going for a new world order. Okay. It says while there are shots to help prevent the flu and drugs to help treat it, unlike it with the novel coronavirus, which still has no approved treatment or vaccine. It remains a deadly infection. It says it remains a deadly infection. Okay. This is Job 13:4. But ye are forgers of lies, right? The forgers of lies, falsely, impute falsely, right? Ye are physicians with no value. So these guys are really they good for nothing, okay? Because they know what they're doing. They have an agenda that they're pushing for, okay? So they have to lie to the people, man. You know, they lie to the people. That's what they do, okay? Tell straight up lies, man. About I had a picture of a little bottle supposed to be in a vaccination. It had on there 19 years ago. It was a coronavirus vaccination. It was in a little bottle. So they have. I mean, Esau. They'll tell you they don't have what they don't have, but man, they have everything they create. They have a cure for it. Because they don't want to be an outbreak to the point where they die and they can't control it. They always have a cure for whatever they throw out there. You know. So hey, with that, I want to say, call Allah Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Just an article I want to break out. CDC chief says it could be second, possibly worse corona outbreak this winter. So that lets you know they're planning on killing more of you people out this winter, man. They plan on it being a hectic. They got you used to being in your homes, so they're gonna have you stuck more. Now they're gonna start using the military to come around and knock on doors the next time. So with that, call Allah Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Kakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. GMS Arkansas, GMS Stop and Listen. Shalom.